so I'm gonna do my presentation about the special days and holidays in the UK calendar. First, St. Patrick's Day. This festivity's name was given to it because of St. Patrick, a saint who was born in the century 387. He was in a little city in Scotland. He was kidnapped at the age of 16, and took to Ireland as a slave, but he escaped and returned with the objective of turning Irish into Christianity. People in the United Kingdom celebrate this day to remember him, and by the time of his death, March 17, 461, he already built schools, churches, and other monasteries. Nowadays, St. Patrick's Day is a great festivity that brings a bit of Irish culture to Britain, and you can see in the streets cinema, fun activities, children's music, traditional food, Irish beer, and folk performances. You can see that bars and other things are decorated for the occasion, and everything will be like in green colors because it's a color that represents the festivity. Even the London Eye is going to be like lit green to celebrate St. Patrick's Day. Now Easter. Easter is a Christian tradition that is actually celebrated in Spain too, but the way that they celebrate it is different from us. First of all, Easter is a Christian tradition that celebrates the belief in the resurrection of Jesus Christ. Even so, the English word Easter comes from Eostre or Eostrea, that is an Anglo-Saxon goddess of spring and fertility. Ignoring the Christian origins of this tradition, there are some Easter time traditions that can be traced to non-Christian or even pagan or non-religious celebrations. Most non-religious people decide to celebrate these parts while essentially ignoring the religious aspects of the celebration. Some of these can be the famous Easter eggs and the games related to it, like egg hunting, egg decorating, and egg rolling. This tradition comes from a pagan belief that said that eggs represented birth and fertility. In some households, there's a character known as the Easter Bunny that brings chocolate eggs and candy to the kids in the Sunday morning. The origins of the Easter Bunny are unknown. They're not clear yet. The most famous game is this, that is egg hunting, where parents hide eggs in gardens or in their houses, and children try to find them, and when they find everything, they eat them because they are of chocolate. And this is in April 4. The Harvest Festival is a long-standing tradition that celebrates a successful year for all the farmers across the country. Nowadays, it focuses more on charitable giving, especially in giving food for those who do not have access to the basic provisions. Before the Harvest Festival, it was celebrated everywhere in the UK, and the Harvest Festival is celebrated the Sunday close or the Sunday in the harvest moon, if it coincides, if not the closest one. It was celebrated before by the harvesters doing a big meal called the Mel Super, where everyone that participated in the harvest during the year were invited, and it was called the Mel, or the neck to the last patch of corn or wheat standing in the fields, and cutting it signified the end of the harvesting. And but apparently it's ironically that it was bad luck for the person that cut it, the last patch of corn in the fields, and the harvesters will race against other farms to see who could finish the harvest faster, and then we'll shout to announce that we're finished. And last but not least, St. George Day. St. George Day remembers St. George, that is England's patron saint. The day of his death, it's celebrated as if it was a national day in England. It says a tradition that he was a Roman soldier who killed the dragon and saved the princess. Now it's really more like an observance where you can see like some folk performances and other types of organizations, but there's something to clear that this festivity is not an official day. So work, like schools, are open as usual. The works too. Public transport also works as the usual timetables. So it's not like really official. The government didn't apply it, but a lot of people in the United Kingdom celebrate it. And this flag that is red, that has a red cross, it's the